we proceed, people, we're in the building right now with the one and only, the lovely, the funny. I don't know. I got a lot of words for you, but I'm just want to say that I'm happy to have you in the building.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for, because I know you got a lot of things to do,
Always.
Yeah, man. So, how have you been?
I've been good. Tired, long day.
Yeah, man. It's how long has it been since high school?
Oh my God. Make me feel old thinking about that. Good?
Nah, man. Don't worry about how you're black, so you're never gonna really get
I know,
old.
right? It doesn't crack.
No, it doesn't. Not even for 1 second.
Get
Yes.
these headphones right.
What you said?
Get these headphones right.
Oh, so you good? So you
Feeling
comfortable?
crazy. Yeah.
It's comfortable now. Listen, man. The reason why I brought you up here, as I told the folks, was that I'm really inspired, by you in multiple ways. You know what I'm saying? One of the ways is, even though sometimes people might read your posts and think that you're joking. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that you say are very serious.
Right.
But along the way, one of the things that caught my eye was, this. It was like a while back. You spoke about resume and resume writing. Okay, and I'm not sure, but are you in a position to hire and fire?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I really wanted you to come on the show to talk about that because it's the summertime and a lot of people are thinking about moving to different jobs and looking for different opportunities. So, as a person who's in the position to hire and fire folks, when someone sends you a resume, what are the things that they need to be cognizant of?
Quite a few things. So the first is the format of your resume.
Yeah.
To be honest, it needs to be aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
If it's looking a mess, most managers just bypass it and they move on to the next. One of the other biggest things is following directions. So a program, an organization might say, put the subject line as the job title, and you don't follow that little, instruction. It's a telltale sign to the hiring manager, whether or not you can follow simple directions. But for the resume itself, format, grammar, spelling, what I tell people all the time is take time to proofread your work, but then also find other people to read your resume for you too.
Yeah.
A fresh pair of eyes can help, catch things that you may overlook.
Yeah.
So if you're in school, ask a teacher. If you're at work and you have a colleague that you trust, you have a good relationship with, have them read it.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I think I put some notes to keep myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So also learning the difference between a chronological and a functional resume. So depending on what you're applying for, if you have a very long, let's say, work history, and what you're applying for is something different or something not what you're used to, you might want to take your relevant work experience and move that to the top of the resume. That catches the eye of the hiring manager. So, learning the difference between the two types can help you target your resume to that particular employer, to that particular job.
Yeah. So basically, you have to be cognizant of your audience.
You have to, yeah.
Wherever you're applying to. So if you have multiple careers, just make sure that whatever is important to that particular field is on top.
Yeah, whatever experience, whatever skills is relevant to that position, you might have room to do a functional resume as opposed to do something chronological where, it takes the hiring manager forever to get to the point of your resume.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't suggest a functional resume for like entry level. Somebody fresh out of college, you probably don't have that level of experience. Just maybe a summer job here or there, work study, internships. So then you just pay attention more to the format. to be detailed but also concise. Because as a hiring manager, I literally have ADD when I'm reading resumes. I want to get to the point and keep it moving. It takes a lot to vet candidates.
Yeah.
And then the next step is the interview process, which is another, it's a whole nother swamp of issues. But once you do that, you have a better chance of getting selected by a hiring manager just to come in for the interview.
Okay, so now, quickly, what's the worst resume you've gotten? What's the craziest?
Oh my God.
What's the craziest thing that came across your desk?
You know what? Not so much like work experience. So at the top of your resume, you put your name, you put your phone number, you put your email.
Yeah, basic.
You would think common sense is common, but it's not.
No.
So I've seen
your post. It's not common.
No, it's not. So I've seen resumes where people's emails are, hot body gal and sexy this, and I'm like, are you serious? So, here's my advice to you. If you have a funny email name, emails are free.
Yes.
Gmail, AOL, Yahoo, wherever you want to go. Create a professional email account just for your job search and for career opportunities, because that's a major turnoff. Honestly, hiring managers, especially when we're doing like group vetting and things we will sit there and laugh at your resume. It's amazing.
Nothing that says, sexiness or sexy.
Yeah, or me this 69. Like, come on, cut it out. Like, grow up.
That 187 and Flatbush.
Right.
That's so crazy.
Rude boy and Shata. Like, listen, create a professional email for your resume.
Just keep it simple.
That, and also know what you're applying for. I've encountered people who have applied for positions, I guess because they've applied to so much they've lost track. And literally they'll ask my receptionist what they are applying for.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that conversation ends very quickly. Right?
Yeah, it really does. It definitely sets the tone before you sit in my office.
Yes.
But so I need people to really get with the program.
So now let's move on to the interview phase. Okay. Say your resume is on point. You did what you were supposed to do. What happens now in the interview room? How are you supposed to come into that room?
Well, first you should come in, of course, dressed and ready for the interview. And I understand everyone's pockets aren't long, so you make the best of it. You don't have to come in with a 3-piece suit, but at least for guys, a nice button-down shirt, ironed, pants, keep it together. And for the ladies, the same deal. Appropriate attire if you're going to wear a dress or a skirt. Catholic schoolgirl rule. If your hand passes the skirt, then it's too short.
Damn it, man. People still don't. So I guess I'm gonna ask you the same question along those lines. What's the worst F came to your doorstep? You could give me two.
So I'm pretty forgiving. I can understand. Life happens. Things happen.
Yeah.
I had an interview that was late, but she called.
Yeah.
And she said, okay, she apologized. She says, please, is there any way that I can come in this afternoon? My schedule happened to be open. I said, no problem. Come in. When she came in, I was working with a different organization at the time. So when she came in, I happened to be at the back of the office. One of my staff came and said, oh, you have an interview here. I said, okay, no problem. When I walked to the front, I'm looking in the waiting area and I'm like, I don't see my interview.
Yeah.
Because I'm expecting to see someone dressed and ready in at least business casual attire. My interview came in with a pair of jeggings on and a pink t-shirt.
Wow. Okay.
So,
damn it, man.
Of course, again, that sets the tone.
Yeah.
I mean, I met with her. It was a short interview.
Had to been.
So we all know what happened there. She didn't get hired. But, the little details do matter.
Yeah. So give me one more. Last one.
I had one recently that came in It was an older lady.
Yeah.
She was dressed appropriately. It was nothing crazy. It was just, it seemed like an outfit you would wear, I don't know, to just hang out, not necessarily come to someone's office and interview. But again, you know, that's not always a big thing for me. You know, sometimes I can understand a person's circumstances, especially if I know where they're coming from before they come for the interview. So, but that really was my craziest.
Yeah. So for all my jammers that's listening all over the world, as Ms. Hutchins just stated, make sure that your resume is right and make sure that you're dressed right. Okay, those two things is gonna get you the job, and you know your personality too. That kind of counts.
Well, that too, but also coming in prepared for the interview. So wherever you're going to apply for, if it's going to be nonprofit, if you're going to go into social services, different programs that serving the community, you should do your research on that organization. You should do your research on the community that they're working with or that they're impacting. And you should come with thoughtful questions, you know, for the interviewer, because it shows your level of engagement and your interest in the position at the end of the day, and whether or not you can contribute.
Or, you know, or not.
Or not.
Yes. Now, you know, we're going to move on to, you know, your education. I know, was it 2014 or 2013 you graduated with your master's?
Yeah, I ended the course, technically everything ended 2013, and then I walked in 2014.
Yeah, okay. You know, obviously I remember you from high school and everything, and you've always has been smart, and you're still smart, still very smart. What made you wanted to, you know, pursue your master's? Like, what got you in that mind frame? Because I think everybody goes out, like me, I have a college degree, but to get a master's is going to take a lot for me to do that. What was that, you know, catalyst that took you to that level?
Literally, I just woke up one day and just said, cut the excuses and roll. Yeah. It just was a moment. Yeah. Because it's something that I've been thinking about for a very long time. Of course, I took a lot of time since graduating from undergrad, you know, to work, gain experience, and then finally, you know, move on. I mean, in between then, I got married, I had a kid, and life is happening. Yeah. So I had it on my mind for quite some time. I talked to some colleagues that did their masters. And so at that point, I was just really weighing the option between two schools, and it came down to money. You know, how much is it going to cost? How much debt am I going to be in afterwards? And how much you're going to have to, you know, pay. Yeah, exactly. So I just literally took time after work one day, went to the open house and signed up on the spot. Yeah. And the rest was history. Yeah. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication. It's a lot of commitment. I did an accelerated program, so I was done within a year, as opposed to, I think, traditionally a 2-year program, let's say if I went to LIU or something like that. But, you know, so I'm working full-time, going to school full-time, mom 24/7. It's a lot. I don't remember what sleep was that year. But, you know, coffee was my best friend, and I pushed through. And you got it. And so I saw that, were you, the speech that you made, was it a valedictorian speech? Yeah, I graduated top of my class for the MBA program. Which is very commendable. Thank you. You know, I can't, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, because of life, you know, we're in two different worlds, but, you know, thank God for Facebook that, you know, I'm very proud, you know, to see you, you know, doing something like that. And I thought, you know, and I still believe that it was important that you come here to talk and let, you know, my audience, the young women who are listening, know that, you know, life comes with its struggles, but you can overcome, and you can, you know, be able to, you know, do good things with your life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm very happy that people can hear that. So, I also know you have a charity organization that you do. I do. So, before I changed the organizations that I work for and changed positions, I was starting in the beginning process. So I'm recognized by the state as an incorporation. It's GoGo Inc.
Yeah.
Giving our girls opportunities. It's an acronym.
Absolutely.
And so my goal and my focus is to work with young girls aged 13 to 18 within the community.
Wow.
Providing them with just an outlet, mentors, resources, just exposing them to just all of the opportunities that are out there.
Yeah.
More than what they just see,
Mm-hmm.
within, let's say, their own community.
Yeah.
Tapping into their aspirations, their dreams, their talents, connecting those young girls with other professional women who look like them. I follow Representation Matters to see other Black and brown women
Absolutely.
out here thriving and being successful, and to just have that roadmap, to know that they can do more and that they can definitely excel. So I was in the beginning stages of, getting things together. I had to take a hiatus from that because my current job is very hectic. It pulls me away sometimes. I have to, go away on conferences and things of that nature. I work with a federal program now, so it's pretty demanding. So within this year, I'm going to set some time aside to just get back to that program, GoGo Inc., and, really launch it and start. And of course, it's going to start really small. Even if I have 2 girls or maybe 3, impacting one life is... it's a great thing. So
just touching one child forever, changes a whole nation. You know what I'm saying? I believe that.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to get all of that within this year. So at least going into 2018, I have a bigger platform to work with, more girls to work with. Eventually, just expand the program.
Yeah, and just know that whenever everything is up and running. Just know that you could come back here anytime and talk about it, because like sorry to keep saying it, but I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I respect what you're doing, and when I saw that you were working on your own charity organization, because I think we're sort of in this age where young women, because of I guess as a DJ I'm part of it, but the doggering and all of these things going on. You know what I'm saying? People, young women sometimes don't necessarily get the chance to see positive image, positive Black women. But yes, we have Oprah. Okay, yes, but sometimes you have to understand that the people who affect our young women the most are the people who are more closer to them, who are more related.
Who aren't in the spotlight.
Yes,
And there's nothing wrong with the culture. There's nothing wrong with... I indulge in the ratchet too. It's okay.
You do what you gotta do.
But, it's about finding that balance.
And
understanding that it's, when you're young, have fun, live life. Life is so short these days. But at the same time, eventually find that balance. Still have fun, but also focus. And figure out what it is that you want to do, what type of impact you want to make. And go for it.
Absolutely. And I guess 2 more things. I can remember you were Guyanese, right? Or you're
my father's guy. I'm a mutt. I'm all mixed up.
Okay. So listen, this radio station is owned by mostly Guyanese, so we gotta big up the Guyanese.
Listen.
So we gotta salute to you, because you're Guyanese. Everybody know that I'm Guyanese too, so. Gotta respect you for that. And before you leave, what is it that you would want to say to the young women that are listening who are in a position where they don't have any directions in life? Like, where do you think that where should they start? Like, they wake up every morning, they look in the mirror, they're like, I don't know what to do with myself. I have no hopes, I have no dreams. Like, how do they get out of that rut? Like, which it's just a deep question, but something simple.
It really is deep. I know for some girls, some women that have been in that rut, reading was an outlet. And then also just opening yourself, networking with other women. You'd be surprised how many people are going through the same things as you.
Absolutely.
I guess with social media, on the surface, everything looks so nice and glittery and great. and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
No, it's
So
scary.
it's just very important to just reach out and just talk to people. Eventually, you're gonna come across someone who will give you that ear, and you'd be surprised how much you have in common with someone, and realize the struggles that that person went through, and to see, you know, how much of a good space they're in. That you can eventually do that for yourself.
Yeah. Wow. So Syrena, this has been, you know, great. I hope, you know, my jammers, I hope you guys learned something from you today. And, you know, just thank you for your time. You know, this is very important. I really wanted you to come here, you know, because I think that, you know, you're doing things, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you post things on Facebook and, you know, you might probably think that people aren't necessarily paying attention or people might just be laughing, and because you're so funny, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry that I'm not in the platform where I could have, you know, brought out your funny, but you're extremely funny, you know, but I think that, you know, people needed to hear this, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks, you know, sending in funny resumes, showing up to interviews with their shirts ripped up, muscle shirt, all types of craziness going on. And I think, you know, having someone who's in the position to hire and fire, you know, let people know, like, hey, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, your story of, you know, waking up, you know, saying, like, listen, I got to do this, you know, with getting your master's and eventually graduating to the top of your class, I think is inspirational, you know. To all the young ladies everywhere that's listening, you could do it. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life, you know. So, Syrena, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. And, you know, once your charity organization is up and running, please, you know, just hit me up. You know, I'll check in on you because I think it's something that our young ladies need. Okay, because as a father of a daughter, you know, I'm going to be pushing. You know what I'm saying?
I'll definitely be here to promote because I definitely need to recruit girls.
Yes,
to make the program happen.
And you know, the station managers and owners and all of them, they have a lot of girl children. You know?
Nice,
so,
good to know.
Yeah, so I think that, you know, it's going to be something. And us at Caribbean Power Jam, you know, we're involved in the community. It's not just about music and money. You know, we want to actually move forward the culture and also help folks too.
Yeah.
You know, so this is what we're here for. So thank you, my dear.
Thank you
for coming. And as usual, you're still looking beautiful from high school. So salute to Syrena.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, folks.